And I really hope that Russia, because I really believe that President Putin would like to do something, I really hope that you and President Putin get together and can solve your problem. That would be a tremendous achievement. And I know you're trying to do that.
Do a deal with Putin. That was Trump's advice to Zelensky back in 2019, back before the war, back before the COVID. And Trump has doubled down on that advice over the weekend, issuing a statement this week that it's time to do a deal. It doesn't make sense. Russia and Ukraine aren't sitting down, and there is a solution, and it should be figured out now, not later, when everyone's dead. A pivotal intervention by Trump, and with good reason, because there have been neocon soundings in the background that maybe one way they can dig them out of the hole of looming defeat in Ukraine and try and rescue the situation in the November elections is by inserting US troops into the situation. Now, that's something that nobody wants to see, but the neocons do, their backs being against the wall. So Trump's intervention is designed to consolidate the existing public support, which doesn't support the war in Ukraine and believes that Joe Biden is to blame. A new poll shows that independents blame Biden by a majority of 2-1, but they also
58% blame Biden.
That makes no sense.
No sense at all. The poll...
blaming Biden makes no sense at all, according to the Young Turks, who are, I suppose, far left. It's appropriate to call them, but you will note the tagline there, Trump's shockingly accurate take on war in Ukraine. Yes, Trump has consolidated with that move opposition to escalation, and that's absolutely vital at this stage. In terms of the war itself, it progresses with escalation being slow rather than sudden in the Donbass area. The good news on the Trump issue is about the only good news we're going to get, because unfortunately a high court in London today has cleared the way for Julian Assange's extradition to the United States. However, be not despondent, because there are many avenues still open to Julian to challenge even that ruling. And it's worth noting also that the Supreme Court in the UK refused to hear an appeal to the entire process. However, as I say, Julian Assange still has avenues open to him. And his solicitor says he intends to exhaust all legal opportunities. It's open season on journalists to an extent, it seems, because the other news, not good news either, is in relation to Gonzalo Lira. Now, Gonzalo disappeared on Friday. I'll just play you a short clip from a video I put up about this in recent days.
If ever you don't hear from me for 12 hours during this conflict, if it's 12 hours or more, assume that I've been picked up by the SBU, and assume that the people most responsible are the Daily Beast.
The Daily Beast, of course, had published a story about Gonzalo, and it wasn't complimentary, and then they'd contacted the Ukrainian security, or Ukrainian government, and therefore Ukrainian security, to inquire if they had any comment about somebody who was telling the truth about what was going on in Ukraine and in Kharkov. Well, that has led to the disappearance, but I'd like to draw your attention to another journalist in Ukraine, Sarah Ashton-Cirillo, who on Monday, the same day Trump announced that Ukraine and Russia should do a deal, she announced that there was incredible news from Kharkiv. Reports, according to Sarah Ashton-Cirillo, are that a Chilean-Russian spy at real Gonzalo Lira has been captured in Kharkiv. Now, a Chilean-Russian spy captured in Kharkiv, let me translate that for you. An independent journalist who's actually telling the truth and who isn't embedded with the mainstream media or the CIA's propaganda apparatus is in detention by certain security elements. He is, Sarah Ashton-Cirillo reported, a Russian saboteur posing as a journalist to destroy Ukraine. Congrats to Ukrainian security services. Wow. Sarah Ashton-Cirillo, you see, has been tweeting and reporting from Ukraine on the wonderful freedom struggle going on there and how things are looking up for the people of Ukraine as they battle against the evil Russian Empire. and she's gung-ho for it, full on. And let's just take a little closer look at Sarah Ashton-Cirillo. And there's her Twitter account, and there she is with, some burly army guys. We can figure out maybe who they are. She's a big girl. Of course, she would be a big girl because she was previously a big guy. And that's the background of Sarah Ann Cirillo. But Sarah has a bit of a background, as Vanessa Beeley for the UK Column News revealed today. This undercover operative says she recruited the Proud Boys for the GOP. That's a story which is also about this extraordinary individual who has just been around so much in so many important places, as Vanessa Beeley reported.
Liberal trans activist Sarah Ashton-Cirillo reflects on the FBI investigation of her Trump loyalist opponent, threats against her, and the book. Of course, she manages to write a book about her time undercover, which was extremely successful, where she ran against a Trump supporter, Michelle Fiore. And a fact, considering that she is now again embedded with far-right ultranationalists and Nazi elements in Ukraine, is that she is effectively far-right. She is a Nazi supporter. And in my view, the FBI pressured her into providing this information and perhaps acting as an informant. But when I actually looked into her history, I found that she'd also been in Ankara in Turkey in 2012 and later again in 2015 with connection to the Syrian conflict. She'd also been involved in Haiti, in China, in Panama, in Argentina, with UN missions in a number of these countries. So this is actually not a kind of, I'm not saying she's particularly intelligent, but she's not a low-level operator. She's someone that has clearly been weaponized throughout her career, if you want to call it that, for some time.
And that's some very interesting information, considering that Sarah is working for what is indisputably the most disgusting CIA rag on the internet, Daily Beast. And also, I think it's even more important that those who are looking to locate Lorenzo, looking to locate someone who is perhaps in the custody of Ukrainian security services, should speak with Sarah Ann or Ashton-Cirillo, because I think she could help them. It was, after all, her reporting incredible news from Kharkiv, which sort of alerted us. And she said that reports are that Gonzalo Lira, Chilean Russian spy, reports are. Well, I think when she was saying reports are, she was perhaps being a little bit coy, giving the impression that she's just sort of picked this up going around. I think it's perhaps far more accurate that she would have said, I am informed that Chilean Russian spy, as she defines him, has been picked up. Because I think she's very close to the scene, she's very close to the security forces involved, and surely she would be able to help us with what is a very important task of locating Gonzalo Lira and also bringing to justice those who have, and if he comes to any harm, who have subjected him to illegal detention and or harm. Sarah Ashton-Cirillo seems very well informed, and I think that those who are keen to locate Gonzalo Lira should ask her. Okay, that's it for this brief update. I'll be back very soon with more on the French Connection and how to financially survive World War III. I'll be right back with that, and I hope you'll join me for that. But in the meantime, for breakfornews.com, this has been Fintan Dunn reporting. See you soon.